So basically, my 5 year career plan is somewhat simple, but at the same time, it's got a lot of different layers to it that depend on a lot of different things. Before I get into the career plan, I kind of give like a little bit of backstory as to what I think I've been doing to help not only set myself up for success, but that helps set me apart from everyone else that's applying for the same jobs I'm gonna be applying for. Graduating around the same time, doing all these different things. I've been working with ticket assistants with the Falcons since August of 2017. So I've not only gained a lot of professional experience working with them, but I've also met a lot of people who work with the Falcons and marketing and sales and a whole bunch of different kind of aspects that I feel like if I ever need their point of contact, I have a really good relationship with them where they'll be able to help me out. Um, and around the same time that I started with the Falcons, I got a promotion at my job at Kroger as a dairy manager. I started doing this when I was 19, and I was the youngest department manager in the Atlanta division history, which has been around for quite a long time. So that's something I can, use to my advantage to say, yeah, I was only 19 years old and I had, you know, I was getting management experience already, doing over 100,000 or almost $100,000 a week in sales at a store that did over $1 million in sales. So that's something that those two things alone, I feel like I can set myself apart from everyone else. And going into this class and kind of this year, I had wanted to work in recruiting or player development. Not player development. Player development, kind of building, recruiting, kind of stuff like that. Basically, team building. I can't think of the word for it, but when it's assembling a team, putting it on the field, having some sort of part to play in the assimilation of a team to win a championship, to bring it back to whatever city that I'm working at. Because I'd always loved sports, and I knew I was never like good at them. So I just wanted to work with them, and being able to put a product on the field that you are proud of and that a city can rally behind, to me is just something that's just incredible. So going into that, I had my heart set on working in player development. Um, but then in August of last year, in addition to working at my job and with the Falcons, I was offered and accepted a position doing fan engagement for Atlanta United. And that was a real cool experience because I was able to see, you know, how a soccer team has captivated a city, which when it was given a soccer team didn't really know that it wanted a soccer team. And just to see everyone, support it, rally behind it, be a part of it, jump on board was some kind of special. And what I did, I would stand outside the gates, kind of like I did with the mobile ticketing, but I would do other things like help out with the Home Depot backyard that's right next door, And one of the biggest things that I feel like helped me was obviously with soccer. There's a lot of Spanish speaking people that attend these games, so whenever we have Spanish speaking fans that come up and have questions, I don't speak Spanish, but I have to learn how to help them out, even though I don't know, even though there's a language barrier. So I feel like that's kind of helped me, get out of my comfort zone a little bit and not just help people in general, but help people who aren't like me in a sense. So that's kind of giving me a little bit of a different experience that I feel like will help me in the future. Kind of learn how to how to work on the fly and fix any kind of problems that they're just thrown at me. So working with Atlanta United has kind of switched up the way that I look at my career, maybe working in fan engagement, because I love seeing these families walking into the stadium so excited to see a game. That to me, I just don't not sure why. That just kind of makes me happy to see how sports bring a family and a community together, and I wouldn't mind. I would kind of like being a part of that. But I felt like it would be unfair to me in my future just to work with fan engagement one time for a season or two and make it my career without giving my original passion a chance, which is recruiting and player operations. So this summer I'll be working with the West Georgia football team operations and recruiting, kind of along the lines of what I wanted to do, just to give that a shot to see if actually working in it, I'll truly still feel the passion for it that I had going into college, and see if that's what I want to do. So basically, this next year, especially this summer, but the next year overall, is going to be helping me determine which path I want to go down. I have connections with the Falcons. I have connections with the Jaguars, with Atlanta United. I got connections kind of everywhere. So whichever path I do choose to go down, I can have, people that in higher places that can help me get on board there. But basically, this is kind of just me determining which field I want to go down. And it's something also that I'm considering as graduate school, because we talked about in class before that like a bachelor's degree, to some people it's the same level as a high school diploma. So it just depends on, it's just all timing, honestly. If I can find, move to a different state and find like a good school that I can, maybe get a GA position on, and do master, or try and get my master so I can work with an NFL or an NBA team, and do the graduate assistant. I know that'd be kind of tough, but been doing stuff like that for the past couple of years with the Falcons, United, and my job and school. So I feel like I'd be able to handle it, since I have been putting myself through that already for such a long time. But then 3 years from now, whichever field I decide to go down to, I hope I can progress my way up. I'm not sure if I'd be in a leadership role yet, because I understand that it doesn't take a year or two just to get into a leadership role, just come straight in. I mean, I realize that working in sports, I know how tough it is to move up, and it just doesn't happen, after a year of hard work. I understand that. So hopefully within those 3 years, I can kind of move on up a little bit, maybe not into a leadership role per se, but get pretty close to where, maybe I'm in charge of a couple people, or like a project or two here and there. But then by 5 years, I fully expect myself, with my work ethic, my dedication, my hard work, to be in charge and have a larger role. Like I said, maybe not like full on leader altogether, but have a larger role, and being in charge of groups of people to help get the job done, whether that is in recruiting or team operations or fan engagement, whichever field I go down to. And I feel like I've put myself in an extremely, extremely good position doing all I've been doing in in college, that I have this choice where I'm just not, I have to find a job in this field I might not like. I've set myself up that I have options, and I have people that are offering me stuff already, to where I can kind of pick and choose where I want to go. So I feel like that's a big, big advantage that I have, that'll help set my next 5 years up to be, not working long hours just to try and get my foot in the door, because I've already put all that work, and I've put in almost 2 years of standing outside in the heat and the cold and the rain and all this stuff for free just to get my foot in the door. I've already put in that work. So I feel like now, as soon as I step out of college, I'll be stepping into a great position that I've put myself in to help, be successful and set myself up on a good career path. So that's my plan. I think I've done a good job of preparing myself for life after school. It seems kind of scary to know that you don't have that security anymore of, being able to go to school and you have time, that it's over. You kind of have to, get off the pot in a sense. But I feel like I've done an extremely good job of preparing myself to be successful when I'm done, and moving to the real world.